Hello viewers, welcome to your Autonomous College. Today we can discuss the concept of packages in Java. We can say packages in Java, otherwise you can say Java package. Both are same. First of all, we can discuss what is the real meaning of package. Before going to discuss about the concept of package, first of all know what are the different outlines are related to this topic. First topic we know as what is the real concept of that package. Then we can learn what are the different types of packages we have in Java. Then we can learn what are the different examples which are related to that package concept. Then we can learn what are the different types of merits or advantages related to that package concept. Before going to discuss about these four concepts, first of all you know what is the real use of that package and why it is required. We know that in our C or C++ we have a concept of header files, and that header files that may be denoted as stdio.h, conio.h, then mac.h, and different type of header files are denoted with a specific name, and that header file must be included in our program with a specific type of directive that is known as #include. By using that directive we can easily include whole header file concept in our programming concept. But in Java there is no any concept of header file or any preprocessor directive is available in Java concept. That's why we are taking the help of that is known as a package. Let us focus on that slide. Now we are going to learning what is the real meaning of that package. Here the Java package is a mechanism of grouping similar type of classes, then interfaces and subclasses collectively based on functionality. When the software is written in Java programming language, it can be composed of hundreds or even thousands of individual classes. By using that package, we can easily make sense to keep things organized, and through that organized, which is easily gives a platform through which we can placing related classes and interfaces into the packages, so that when a package is really implemented in our programming concept, which gives a platform, or we can say it is a one type of application programming interface. By using that application programming interface, we can develop or we can write some complicated programs with the help of that packages. That means in that package we have some predefined classes or interfaces. By using that classes and interfaces, we can easily create some objects through that classes which are specially implemented in our program. By using that an object, we can solve more and more complicated programming skills which are easily solved through by using that type of statements. Similarly, whenever user using any type of predefined header files in C and C++ programming languages, in that way also we can solve some related type of problems which are regarding, or we can say which are related to that program or that problem. Let us focus on that slide. In that package concept, which can be defined as a grouping of related types like classes, interfaces, enumerations and annotations. By using three terms which can gives a platform and also very interactive environment, through we can make a access protection or namespace management which is easily possible through the help of that package. And by using that package also we are getting an environment. Through that environment we can design our specific type of program, so that where the programmers can also define their own packages to bundle group of classes or interfaces etc., and which is a good practice to group related classes implemented by you, so that a programmer can easily determine that the classes, interfaces, enumerations and annotations are related to that part. That means with the help of that package, the user can create an alias. With the help of that alias, we can easily sort out or we can easily import some related programming logic in our program by using that alias, type of variable which can solve a specific type of package related problems in our program. Let us focus on that slide. Since the package creates a new namespace where won't be any name conflicts with the names in together, or we can say in other packages, so that by using that packages it is easier to provide access control and which is also easier to locate some related classes. We know that whenever user going to use any type of packages, in that package we have hundreds or thousands of predefined classes or interfaces. With the help of that predefined classes or interfaces, we can create some object of that class. Then with the help of that object, we can easily invoke some predefined or built-in method in our program. With the help of that way of solving or way of invoking a specific type of method which can sort out a specific related problems of a specific user. Let us focus on that slide. Next, we learn what are the different type of packages we have. Generally, we have two type of packages. One is known as a built-in packages, next one known as user-defined packages. First of all, you can discuss what is the real meaning of that built-in packages. We know that whenever user want to develop any type of predefined packages, means declared by a programming language, and this type of package or this type of statement is related to that package is known as a built-in package. That means some predefined package, or you can say Java declared package, and that type of package is already defined with a specific statement. A user must to follow by using that statement to add in their program. According to that statement, user can solve there some related programs which are related to that type of problem. Let us focus on the slide. So that here also written like that, the built-in packages or predefined packages are those that come along as a part of JDK. We know that every type of packages are related to Java development kit, which is specially simplify the tasks of Java programmer. We know that this type of built-in packages which are fully related to that JDK environment, in that environment provides an interface or we can say that is a provides an engine. By using that engine, we can easily sort out some built-in relevant programs or built-in relevant package problems in our programming concept. So that which also helps to add some predefined classes and interfaces which are related to that Java APIs. We know that that built-in package somehow related to APIs. APIs means application programming interfaces. With the help of that interface, user can easily add a specific statement in it. Whenever user is adding that statement in that program, then user can easily sort out each and every part of that program. So that a user is must to prefer to add this kind of built-in packages in their program, and that package always contains for a specific functionality. So that we have many type of built-in type packages which are naming as a part of their functionality. If a user want to use some input output relevant problems sort out, that's why we can prefer use that IO package, means input output relevant package. If a user want to solve their system date relevant type of problems or some dynamic input relevant problems like using that scanner class, in that time user must prefer to use that util package. With the help of that util package, we can easily sort out some utilities relevant problems in our program. Next package we can say that is known as lang package, that is known as a language package, which is also part of that built-in package. With the help of that package, user can easily add some Java related supported packages which are specially available in that language package. Whenever user can use that package, language package, we can sort out some language relevant problems in our programming part. Next we can learn that is known as AWT package, means abstract window toolkit package, which is supports some that is known as some graphical based applications or some functions, which is also related to another built-in type package that is known as applet package, and last one known as your net package. With the help of this kind of packages, according to that package we can develop more than one programs. Means also we have some extra type of predefined packages like SQL package, Sublet package, and JSP package also we have in our Java programming language. These are the predefined, and that predefined package contains lots of predefined classes or interfaces. With the help of this kind of classes and interfaces, we can easily sort out some this kind of relevant problems from our program. Let us focus on that slide. Next we can learn some of the commonly used built-in type packages which are already discussed currently, that is known as a java.lang package, java.io package, java.util package, java.applet package, and etc. We have lots of packages in our programming part, but here also we are writing a simple built-in package relevant program which are defined in that environment here. First of all, we are taking the built-in type package that is known as a util package, and here that package must be used in our program with a specific type of keyword, that keyword named as import. With the help of that import package, we can easily write a specific statement like java.util. Then that is known as a class name written as ArrayList, whereas ArrayList is known as a predefined class. A should be capital, L should be capital, but this type of class is available to this util package, means utilities package. In that program we are going to using that ArrayList relevant type of program. That's why we are using that ArrayList. If a user can also write instead of that ArrayList, we can also use star asterisk also. Okay, that means whenever user writing here import space java.util. Asterisk, or we can say star mark semicolon, that means we can include all classes or interfaces which are present in that util package in our program. Then we can define a class which is named as built-in package. In that class we are writing a statement like public static void main with a parameter string args, where args is known as array type. In that method we can define a statement like ArrayList type statement, which is written as like that ArrayList. Then we are written here this is a stack type, means integer. That means this ArrayList is a one type of integer type of ArrayList. Here integer is written as a integer, means here I is known as a capital, that is known as a predefined class. And also we can create an object of that ArrayList, that is written as myList. With the help of that object we can create an ArrayList, and that ArrayList specially behaving as an integer type ArrayList. Then we can write here new, then ArrayList, then here we are giving the angular bracket opening and closing, but also we can write here integer, but sometimes without writing any integer also it can behaving as an integer type ArrayList, but its size written as a 3. That means we can add 3 list element in the myList. MyList is an object of ArrayList. In that object we can add 3 type of elements in it. Then how to define elements in that ArrayList? Just like we can take the help of that myList object, myList dot, we are taking the method name that is written as add method. In that add method we are write here 3. That means that 3 is known as a constant. That 3 constant can be added to that myList, and here list is behaving as a stack type. Then we are writing here myList object dot add 2. That means 2 is inserted to that list, and somehow that myList also dot add 1. That means that 1 is added to myList. It is behaving as an ArrayList. That means 0, 1, 2, 3, but here size is written as 3, means 0 to n minus 1 means 2. Then at last we are printing that statement like without any for loop we can directly print the list element. That is the advantage of ArrayList, which is without taking the help of that for loop to printing one by one, we can write that ArrayList object directly, which can display every elements which are present in that list. System.out.println, then we are writing the elements of the list are myList. That means what are the different type of elements are present in that myList which are displayed in our program. So in this way we can sort out some built-in type package relevant programs. In this way also we can write some importing our IO package also. Here we can define also import say java.io.star semicolon. Otherwise we can also, if we are going to define array relevant type of program, then we can use util. If we are going to define some string relevant program, then we can use a built-in type package that is known as lang package. and also you are going to solve some thread relevant program, also we can import lang package. Otherwise applet relevant we can import applet package, ATT relevant then we can import ATT relevant package in it. So in this way we can sort out some package relevant programs which are totally built in nature. Okay. Next we can define what is the real meaning of that user defined packages. We know whenever user are going to define any type of user defined packages, similarly if we discuss the previous concept of related to C and C++ programming language, in that time also we have that user defined header file concept. By using that user defined header file concept, we can easily define some user defined libraries in it. With the help of that libraries or some statements can be converted to a header file format. Then that header file means user defined header file format should be used in a user defined program. By adding that header file in a specific type of program, then that header file contents can be included in their program. Okay. So in this way we can solve some include relevant programs or include relevant problems in our C, C++ programming language, but in Java we can prefer to adding package concept. That's why we are going to design our own user defined package concept. That's why we are learning here in this slide. Let us focus on it. So that the user defined packages are those which are developed by users in order to group related classes, interfaces and sub packages. That means in this user defined package also especially related to users, that's why user can grouping their classes or interfaces according to their own wish. Otherwise also a user can add some sub packages in their main package concept, which is also possible with the help of that user defined package concept. Next we can declare creating a package in Java, which is a very easy task. So that choose a name for the package and include a package command by using that package command as a first statement in Java source file. That means whenever user want to design a package program, a user must to use that package keyword or package command in it. Then we can define where the Java source file can contain the classes, interfaces, enumerations and annotations type that you want to include the package. For example, the following statement creates a package which is named as my package. That means user is going to define their own package and its own package named as which is an example part that is named as a my package. But that my package must be defined through a keyword that is known as package keyword. With the help of that package keyword, we can define a name that is known as my package and with a semicolon. With the help of the statement, we can easily adding in our program. Next we can define like that the package statement simply specifies to which package the classes defined belongs to. That means when a user want to add a user defined package in that program, then user must to prefer to use that package keyword that is named as my package. That means with the help of that my package we can easily adding in our programming part. Next we can focus on the slide which is known as how to add that user defined packages. Then if a user want to adding that user defined package with the help of this kind of statements like before going to discuss about this example, first of all we know really we are so beneficially provided by Java programming language with the help of that user defined package concept. That means a user can develop their own package program according to their own wish with the help of that user defined package declaration technique, and due to that way a user can sort out a very complex type of programs in their project. That means if a simple programming section which is repeatedly used in each and every part of a program, in that time we can define a package and that package related to user defined, then we can only adding that package in our user defined program. So in this way we can easily adding in our programming part. Let us focus on that slide. What is the real meaning of that user defined package? First of all, if a user going to define a user defined package, first of all user can declare a keyword that is known as package. With the help of package, we can define a package name as a MIME package. That means before going to develop this program, a user must to declare a directory, or we can say folder, and the folder name should be written as MIME package. The folder name and package name should be equal. Then in that folder we can store, that is known as program like package name should be equivalent to the folder name. Suppose we have a package named as MIME package, then our folder name is also same as MIME package. Then whenever user declare this statement, then we can define a class with a class name as compare. With the help of that class, we can write some statement like, we can declare here in type two type of variable num1 and num2. In that class we have a constructor which is named as compare, which is equivalent to class name with two type of parameter, that is written as n and that is written as m. That n and m are totally fully assigned to num1 and num2. So in this way we can sort out that problem in our program. Then we can define another user defined method named as getMax. In that getMax method we have a statement like if num1 greater than num2. In that statement, if statement, that means here num1 variable is compared to num2 variable. That means we are checking here num1 is greater than num2 or not. If greater than, then a statement is automatically printed like that maximum value of two number is num1, means which type of constant is stored in that num1, it is automatically displayed. If it is not greater than, num1 is not greater than num2, then your else part is automatically executed. In that else part we have a statement like maximum value of two number is num2. That means if num2 is greater than, then we can define, then we can display the value of num2 in our program. At last we have a main method which is written as public static void main, then string args. Then in that method we have a object that is related to that class name compare. We can define here compare, then it is one type of array type object, and that is known as a current. Current is a array type object, and we are defining like that new, then compare with size, within subscript we are writing 3. That means that current object is size is 3. Then first of all you can define here current 1, that means the new compare with two type of parameter like 5, 10. That means in that one location we can automatically define it, that is known as a 5 and 10, which is automatically forwarded to that compare constructor. That means it is a parameterized constructor which is automatically invoked in their program. Then current 2, which is written as new compare with some value 123, then 120. So these two values are automatically forwarded to some parameterized constructor n and m. Then we are writing some statement like for with some statement int I equal to 1, then I is less than 3, then I plus plus. That means if I are taking 1, because we are not storing any element in 0th location, that is where your storing location is known as 1. I equal to 1, then I less than 3, then I plus plus. That means if I1 means 1 is less than 3, then automatically the current 1 is the object array type object dot get max. That means it stored some values like 5, 10, then 123, then 120, which is automatically helps to find out which one is the maximum value in that current array element, array type variable. So in this way we can define our user defined package, but that package is named as MIME package. We want to use that MIME package in another type of program which are defined in the next slide. Before going to describe the next slide, first of all you know what is written here. There is a note to compile the Java program with package statement, and you have to use that, means using that hyphen D option as shown below. That means we know that whenever user using a program and that program is stored is a specific name and a folder, and that folder is available in a specific type of name which is located in a specific location. That means which is known as a destination folder, and that destination folder is always denoted as -d, and it is written as like that java c -d destination folder name, then we are writing a file name .java. So in this way we can define it. Next we can learn another type of example like which is similar to that part, defining here package with a package name that is written as animals, and in that package we have a interface that named as animal. In that animal interface contain two type of method, that is known as eat method as another travel method. We are already known that is the interface type program, means inside all type of methods are by default known as abstract. That means the abstract type method which is declared in the animals package, but if a user want to use that package in that program, user must define that package name in the above part. That means the package name as animals, also user can import some statement in it, then we are invoking declaring the body part. After that we can creating an object, through that object we can easily invoking each and every methods which are available in their package part. So in this way we can easily sort out each and every programming part, which is so flexible and reliable in our Java programming language. But in a previous slide already we have discussed how to define some use some object of that class, and that is known as a compare class, which are already used in this slide, which is named as using fully qualified name with importing a class. But that means in that slide we are going to define without importing that package, we can directly use that package in our program by importing that package with a specific object, which has specially solved this previous type of problem in different way. Let us focus on that slide. Here we can also define like, first of all you can define the public with a specific class name that is known as a demo1. Then we can define here public static void main with a string args. Then in that method we have a two type of variable that is named as means 10, n store a 10 constant, m store 11 constant. That means both are two type of integer type constant. In that main method we are going to declaring an object of that is known as current. That current object is related to main package of compare class, which are already discussed in your previous slide. Main package which is already defined, this package is used in this program. Here we can directly use that main package dot compare is the class name, then we can defining an object that is written as current, then new main package name dot compare, that directly we are using that compare class. Then we are forwarding to parameter, integer type of parameter n and m. Then automatically here we are doing that if n not equal to m. So that means if n is not equal to m, then we can get current dot get max. If equal to, then we are displaying like that both are means both the values are same. So in this way you can sort out this kind of programs. So another way also we can define like, first of all we can need to create a class inside a package by importing another package. But how is it possible? It is only possible to import with the name that is known as a main package dot compare. Compare is a class. Instead of that compare also we can write here star instead of that compare line. Then we can define here class demo. Then we are writing here public static void main with some parameters string args. In that method we are defining same two parameter that is known n and m with value 10 and 10. Then we are defining an object that is named as current, which is related to that compare class. That compare class contain an object that is current. Then we are passing two values n and m through that compare type parameters constructor. If n is not equal to m, then we are getting the maximum values which is present in that current object. If it is not greater than, then it is equal to, then we are displaying the both values are same. That means in your previous slide we are learning without importing any package, we can directly use that package name at the time of declaration of an object, which I already discussed in the previous section. But in this slide we are using importing that package, that means import space java dot, means we are not using that Java. Why? Because it is not a built-in type, it is a user defined type. That means we are only import, then we are writing a user defined package name dot which class is present in that package, it is defined in it. So in this way we can declaring in our program. Next we can learn what are the advantages are related to that package. Generally we have lots of advantages which are related to that package concept. First advantage known as a reusability concept. What is the real meaning of that reusability? Especially that reusability gives an environment through which we can easily sort out each and every part of that program. That means here the classes contained in the packages of another program which can be easily reused in it. That means if a user want to define any user defined package by using their predefined coding style, like by using the help of that package keyword we can declare it, then user can write their own logic program, then that program must be repeatedly used throughout a complete project. That means same part is repeated more than one times. That's why we are using that user defined package which is more beneficial to solving some specific type of problem, and that's why it is gives a best advantage, that is known as reusability features. Next we can learn what is the real use of that name conflicts. Here the packages helps us to uniquely identify a class where, for example, we can have a company that named with company.sales.employee, another written as your company.marketing.employee classes. That means we have some conflicts whenever in that same package, if I declaring with the same name with two type of classes, which is creates some conflicts. Either you can declaring two type of classes in the same package, it is a problem, is a name conflict. Otherwise also you can define as a user defined way by declaring package name two times with the same name, which is also a demerit in their program. That means we should be aware about it, never use any type of same name in it. But if we are using a package name, that is suppose that is written as mine package 1, that mine package 1 contain a class named as compare, another package named as mine package 2 with a same class name, then there is no problem. Okay, if both package name will not be same in their program. Okay, fine. Next point we can discuss controlled access. What is the use of that controlled access? That means which offers access protection such as protected class, then default type classes and private classes. That means user can also take their program more protected and authenticated by using some specific type of access specifiers like protected, public, default, then private, etc. But sometimes all package relevant programs are not defined within a private access specifier, because if it is declared as a private, that means you cannot be reused in other programs. Somehow it is defined in the form of means protected or public or default type. Next we can discuss the point that is known as data encapsulation. What is the real meaning of that data encapsulation? Here it provides a way to hide classes, preventing other programs from accessing classes which are meant for internal use only. That means user can define that user defined package which is related to encapsulation purpose, means we can hide some statement that is using for the header file concept, means your package related concept which is specially encapsulated. That means it is not openly visible to each and everyone, it is present in other section, just it is only used in a user program without exploiting or exploring each and every part of that package program. Okay. Next point, we can define what is the real maintenance of that package concept. With packages, a user can easily organize your project better and easily locate and related classes. So, user can easily maintain their programs very flexible way without any problem. That means in this way user can provide a maintenance scheme in their packaging concept. That means suppose the user can creating more than one package related programs in it, and which are located in their programming part and which are also easily used in a user defined program, and only to organize that predefined package with user defined package, then we can easily maintain it in our program. So that type of packages so beneficial for user whenever user can use their program, and by using that package concept user can solve many type of complex relevant programs. By using that also package, user can sort out their some reusability issues in their program. Okay, thank you.